So I've been thinking about doing this for a couple days now and said, screw it, why not tonight? So welcome to Alchemix Bar Diaries, where I kind of go into some thoughts that I have about cocktails, the world of cocktails, spirits, liquors, techniques, anything that bartenders do, mixologists do, whatever, to make craft cocktails, and maybe start not questioning things, but just like maybe try to understand better why we do certain things or why aren't things being changed. So basically just my spewy brain rambling on. I'm not going to have Riley on. Well, right now I'm not going to have Riley on. This is kind of just me and my own personal diary to everyone, obviously to her too. But if she wants to be on, we could talk about it. So it's just kind of whenever. I'm not going to have a set schedule for these. These are going to kind of come out whenever. But I also think these are going to help create the videos for 2024 that I want to make for cocktails, because I don't want to just do cocktails that everyone does, right? There's many channels that do that. They do well-known cocktails, and that's great. We need those. I want to kind of start going back behind the theory and let's experiment and let's fuck around and find out, because that's what I like to do, and it seems like other people like to do it. So tonight we're going to, well, first of all, cheers. I'm drinking kind of a Kingston Negroni, but instead of Smith & Cross, I'm using Zamaka Plantation rum. So cheers. I made myself a double because why not? Okay, so for today's episode, double shake. It's something that you learn when you first use an egg white in your cocktail, probably a whiskey sour. It's most people's first egg white cocktail that they have or that they made for someone. And, when I was told, you have to dry shake, then wet shake. And I said, okay, didn't really question anything, right? Because let's start. What is a double shake? A double shake is you're using a shake with ice and a shake without ice, a wet shake and a dry shake. You can do it in either order. It's either called a a double shake or a reverse double shake. And the theory behind it is it's supposed to help emulsify the egg white to break down the protein. And so the egg white is better served in the cocktail, creates a better texture. Sure, that makes sense. I only knew of the normal technique where you dry, then wet shake for many years. Again, I was never taught by professionals or anyone. I just kind of learned on my own. And then I think year 5 or something in my bartending, I learned what a reverse dry shake is. And that kind of I always question that because that seems like it would take longer, in a setting of bartending. But some people do it. I tried it a couple times. Again, it's one of those things you don't get good at until you keep doing it over and over again. So have I given it the fair shot it needs for speed? Probably not, but it is what it is. And then I started thinking about about the beginning of 2023, maybe the end of 2022. I started thinking, okay, what is the point of the reverse dry shake? Like, you already have the ice in there, you're shaking it with the egg white and everything in there, and then you take all the ice out to shake it again to help create a better foam texture, I guess, in the cocktail. And I was like, that's kind of, in my mind, ridiculous. Again, if you have stuff to back it up, I'm more than happy to learn. Again, this is just me kind of you understand what's going through my mind. And so I was like, this is just kind of ridiculous. Especially when you're bartending by yourself and you're 3 deep for 6 straight hours, you got to find ways to cut time. And I started saying, well, why the fuck am I double shaking at all? Why can't I just put the ice in there and shake hard for 20 seconds? So I'm cutting out how many times I have to open the tin, how many times I have to reach down and do this and do that. And I would say from the first time I tried it, I was happy with the results. It had a nice foam layer on top. Let's just say a whiskey sour had your nice, 1/4 inch egg white foam head, you want to call raspberry, or not raspberry sour, a Clover Club, any sour I made. It looked like a normal dry shake technique to me. Even when I would do a reverse dry shake, it looked the same. For me, it tastes the same. Again, if you're trying to break down the proteins, why can't that ice help do that? Why can't help speed up the process? I just still am iffy about needing to do the dry shake to help emulsify the egg white. So yeah, that's really what it is about. I mean, there's not much more to say besides that, except for I've been doing it for over a year, bartending. No one said anything to me about it. I taught my other bartenders when I was still at the hotel to do that. And they're like, their knowledge is, very minimal. They're beginner bartenders. And they said, okay. And they just like the idea of speeding up the process. So I actually don't know if they still do it that way, but because they have a new lead bartender. But right now, that's the way I'm going. I'm going to go 2024 still without double shaking my cocktails. And that will lead to our next full Friday video is comparing. We're just going to compare a no double shake versus a normal dry shake and see if we could tell the difference. I guess something I should preference is when you use egg white, you're not trying to get the biggest foamy head, right? You don't really want a huge foamy head on it because then there's more egg white smell and taste to it. You just want a little bit of head, but you're just looking actually for that velvet light mouthfeel inside the cocktail, and that's basically below the cocktail or below the head, the foam head. So, I know some people try to get these really massive heads, and it's just like kind of takes away from the drinking experience. You smell a little bit more egg. It just doesn't taste as great, in my opinion. So, I learned that watching Jeffrey Morgenthaler's videos about egg white. So, and I tried that a couple times, and I can see it for myself. Will the average consumer know that? No, but I don't want to do something that I wouldn't want to do or drink, I guess, unless I'm taught why. So if you have any feedback on this, definitely leave it in the comments below. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this or listening to this on any podcast player, just maybe reach out to me on Instagram. So this will be put on our normal Alchemix Bar content on our website. It's going to live in that world. And yeah, I think this is going to be fun and start showing people what goes through Carl's mind when he thinks about cocktails. See you guys later.